What's up guys, today I explain you, Dragon Ball Z, forget Goku, Vegeta, should be scared of Krillin, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe this channel, now have fun with the video.
In just the Saiyan saga alone, Krillin was an absolute menace to Vegeta and an underrated presence in the final battle. While Goku gets most of the credit, and deservedly so, there's no denying that he wouldn't have been able to do it without his allies, Krillin included. However, whereas Gohan showed enough promise to go toe-to-toe with Vegeta for a time, Krillin's contributions rested on him catching the Saiyan Prince off guard when it counted most. To that end, Krillin had a good deal of success. The first instance where Krillin struck fear into Vegeta's heart was when Vegeta became a great ape, while future villains would prove themselves strong enough to overcome the Destructo Disc at the point of the Saiyan saga. Krillin's Destructo Disc was an almost foolproof attack that could cut any enemy in half if they were slow enough to get hit by it. This kept Krillin relevant throughout the Namek saga, even when he was clearly becoming one of the weaker members of the Z Fighters. During the Saiyan saga, Krillin's Destructo Disc could have done real damage to Vegeta, and the fact that it almost cut off his Uzuru tail is proof of that fact. Unlike most other basic attacks, which Vegeta would have likely taken head-on to show his superiority, the fact Vegeta leapt to dodge, it says everything about the destructive capacity Krillin's Destructo Disc has. Krillin was already an overlooked terror for Vegeta throughout the fight, but he began to truly prove how horrifying he is during the battle's latter half. First, it was by way of Goku's Spirit Bomb. With Goku mortally wounded and unable to fire the Spirit Bomb himself, it was left in Krillin's hands to deal the finishing blow with King Kai's ultimate technique. After gathering as much energy as he could, Goku left it up to Krillin, who was able to manifest the Spirit Bomb with only minimal instruction from Goku. If Yajirobe hadn't shouted at Krillin to just throw it already when Krillin was holding the Spirit Bomb, he could have caught Vegeta off guard and potentially killed him then and there. The only caveat is that Gohan did end up hitting him with it and Vegeta survived, but by then, he was at least able to brace himself somewhat for the impact, whereas getting hit with the Spirit Bomb without any prior knowledge could have been far more damaging. Of course, that wouldn't be the last of the Vegeta's pain at Krillin's hand. One of Dragon Ball Z's most iconic moments came at the end of the fight, when Vegeta was left crawling away from the battlefield after Uzuru Gohan landed on top of him. With Vegeta completely powerless, Krillin sought to finally deal the finishing blow using Yajirobe's sword. Even King Kai accepted that Krillin was definitely going to kill Vegeta, but it was something that must be done. Indeed, Krillin would have surely stabbed Vegeta to death had Goku not pleaded with him to stop at the last moment. The Saiyan saga had Krillin emerge as Vegeta's secret greatest threat in DBZ. Krillin's power level is unassuming, but his merciless attitude toward most villains, unless they're a cute girl named Android 18, makes him Vegeta's secret horrific enemy. During the Frieza saga, Vegeta eventually meets his demise at the hands of Frieza himself, but he faces a number of near-death experiences before that. While Vegeta almost dies against enemies like Zarbon and Raccoon, the most shocking near-death moment definitely comes at the hands of none other than Krillin. During the climax of the initial fight against Frieza, before Goku shows up, the Z Fighters have run out of options to match Frieza's ever-growing power and transformations. In hopes of becoming a Super Saiyan via Zenkai boost, Vegeta orders Krillin to try to kill him, so that Den can heal him and cause him to emerge from the experience even stronger. While Krillin initially refuses, the prospect of Frieza having yet another transformation terrifies Krillin enough to blast a hole through Vegeta's chest, nearly killing him. In fact, Den even refuses to heal Vegeta at first, which nearly leads to Vegeta actually dying, while Vegeta's near-death to Krillin's energy blast was entirely solicited by Vegeta. It doesn't change the fact that it was yet another instance of Krillin nearly killing the Saiyan Prince with his own hand. It wouldn't even be the last, either. During the Cell saga, Krillin played a major role alongside Vegeta. While Goku was healing from the heart virus and later training in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, Krillin and Vegeta were left out in the trenches to fight the androids and Cell alongside Trunks, Piccolo, and Tien. However, Krillin inadvertently does something that once again nearly leads to Vegeta's death amid all the chaos. After Cell absorbs Android 17, he becomes an overpowered monster who would even give a Super Saiyan a run for their money. Luckily, Vegeta has already ascended beyond a mere Super Saiyan to become Super Vegeta. With his new Super Saiyan second grade form, Vegeta is able to easily beat down Imperfect Cell, even after the mutated android has absorbed 17. It turns out, in order for him to really reach perfection, Cell needs to absorb Android 18 as well. Guided by his foolish pride, Vegeta resolves to allow Cell to absorb the android in order to fight an opponent that can test his newfound power. While clearly a terrible decision, Vegeta would have had one saving grace: Krillin. Krillin could have saved Vegeta from himself, as well as saved humanity, if he had only used the detonation device to blow up Android 18, preventing Cell from ever reaching his true power. Unfortunately for both the planet Earth and Vegeta, Krillin allows Android 18 to live by destroying the device. This gave Cell the opportunity to eventually absorb 18, which ultimately resulted in one of Vegeta's worst beating in the entire series at the hands of Perfect Cell. Krillin may be one of the weaker Dragon Ball characters, especially compared to the Saiyans, but his strong sense of justice and cleverness consistently puts him in positions where he holds the key to Vegeta's life in his hands. The thing that makes Krillin even more threatening than Goku is that he doesn't have the same capacity for forgiveness as Goku does. Krillin is almost always the one to argue with Goku to finish off his enemies when Goku's merciful side begins showing. Krillin was the one who tried to talk sense into Goku when Vegeta was on his deathbed, and even called Goku an idiot for letting Piccolo live during the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai. Even as recently as the Moro saga, when Goku gives Moro a Senzu bean, Krillin asks his best friend, "You sure about this, Goku?" The one weakness that Krillin has, insofar as it pertains to villains including Vegeta, is actually Goku himself. There is no one Krillin respects more than Goku, which is why he often goes along with what Goku says even when he completely disagrees with his decisions. Krillin has watched Goku grow throughout his entire life, and he knows what kind of miracles Goku is capable of. That's the only thing that prevents Krillin from going against his friend's wishes in the moments he disagrees with his seemingly foolish choices. And that's the only reason Vegeta is still alive today. That being the case, if Vegeta were to ever return to the dark side, however unlikely, it would ultimately be Krillin that Vegeta would have to worry about, not Goku.